Hey guys, I want to talk to you about Manastones. I've noticed that a lot of people know of Manastones but don't know the tricks to use them. So I would like to share those tricks with you. First of all, let me shortly explain what Manastones are. These Manastones are basically buffs that affect your account. Some give you gathering speed, some give you extra building speed, training speed, some give you legion attack or defense bonus. As you can see here, we have research speed, wood gather speed, train speed. What else do we have? Wood production speed. So basically, all kinds of buffs. And these buffs last for 8 hours from the moment you pick them up. As you can see here, effect duration 8 hours. Now, where do we find these mana stones? You can find trolls in front of every behemoth layer. This can be bear, giant, rock, etc. And when anyone, you or someone else, kills any of these trolls, they will drop a mana stone, each of them. So if you kill 10 trolls, then you will have 10 different mana stones. And the level of that mana stone will depend on the level of the troll, which goes higher as the behemoth gets stronger. The trolls around the bear cave will drop level 1 or 2 mana stones. The trolls around the giant cave will drop level 2 or 3 mana stones, and so it goes. When a mana stone is dropped after a troll, the stone will stay there for 8 hours. As you can see here, this one has 5 hours 4 minutes left. This one 4 hours 47 minutes left, and so on. And after these 8 hours, it will disappear completely. And you can use these buffs whenever you want during these 8 hours, and every time one of your legions collects the buff from the stone, the buff will be active for 8 hours for you, regardless of how long of a lifespan the stone has left. So the stone might be disappearing in 2 minutes, but if you collect it in that moment, you will still have the buff for 8 hours. So you have a lot of room to play with there. And many people, of course, already know all that stuff, but a lot of them don't know this. You need to use the stone before you do a related action in order for the buff's effect to be active. So what does that mean? If you're already constructing a building, and during this construction you take a build speed buff, the buff will not change the construction time of that building. You have to take the buff before you start the construction. Same goes for research, training troops, and gathering materials. Let me demonstrate what I mean. So let's see what buff I have here. I have research speed at the moment. I'm going to show you how this train speed is going to change the time. Let me just speed up this. Done. Okay, so as you can see here, to train new tier 3 ballistas, I have to wait 9 hours 20 minutes. That's the train time. 9 hours 20 minutes. Now let's go back here. Now let's take this train speed mana stone, and let's see how much of this 9 hours 20 minutes will change. Alright. Oops. No. You don't go anywhere. You stay there. Okay. So 9 hours 20 minutes. Now let's see. It's 9 hours 6 minutes 53 seconds. So it reduced approximately 15 minutes. And I did the same thing with the research speed yesterday, and there was 2 days 20 hours, I think, that was in the research. And when I used the research buff before I started the research, it was reduced 4 hours. 4 hours is a significant amount, so just keep that in mind. And now let's start this just to show you some trick. So 9 hours 6 minutes. We start training them. Now we go and swap to something else.
Get it done.
9 hours 6 minutes instead of 9 hours 20 minutes. Alright, so let's go back. As you can see, it's still 9 hours 6 minutes counting down. So you can take a buff, start some training or start some research or building, and then swap to something else. You can use this basically to your advantage in any way possible. So what you can do, for instance, is take a build speed buff, start a construction, then swap to a training or research buff, and then start a research, and seconds later change to a training buff, start the training. So you can use all of these within 5 minutes, and you will have the effects of all of those buffs, and you don't need to keep them on. And when you're done with all of those buffs and swapping and everything, then you can change to, let's say, production buff, because production buffs are buffs that are going to affect you during the buff period constantly. So if you remove it, you will lose the production buff. That's why you can just use any kind of production buff when you're done with swapping buffs, and it will affect you constantly. So this is a very important trick that a lot of people don't know about, and it will improve your speed times significantly. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this tip will help you, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.